The Laws of Ascension, Chapter 88, Second Auction. You can head back to the dorms. I'm going to go to the training rooms first. Lorik says, stopping as they walk. Why the training rooms? Vera asks, turning to face him. I want to go unlock another one of the locks on this. Lorik replies while taking the untouchable box out of his inventory. I'll be heading back first then. I don't want to get tossed against another bookshelf. Vera says before walking back to the dorms alone. Lorik heads to the training rooms. Unlike the private ones he went to for the headmaster's requests, these ones are smaller. They're roughly a third of the size of the private ones. There's a lot more of them, though. Any student can use them, but they cost points. There are a few bigger ones that are meant for teams, but they cost more points. Lorik finds an empty one and pays 100 points to rent it for an hour. He enters, and the room inside lights up. Lorik walks to the center of the room before taking the untouchable box out of his soul. He places a finger on one of the locks and pours in soul power. It starts sucking his soul power straight out of his soul like before. Unlike before, though, he's ready this time. He pushes his soul power into the lock, letting it drink without restraint. Once it's drunk about half of his soul power, it stops. A bright white light appears and pushes away anything next to him. Lorik closes his eyes and waits. After a few seconds, the light fades, and Lorik sees that one of the locks is gone. Now there are only 4 locks left on the box. I wonder what's in this, Lorik mutters before storing the box away. He leaves the training room and walks back to the dorm. He walks in and finds Rowan, Sarah, and Vera eating in the living room. Welcome back. How was unlocking the box? Vera asks as he walks into the living room. I got another lock off, but it took half my soul power. Lorik replies while walking into the kitchen and getting a plate. Did you see the message about the auction? Sarah asks him. Yeah, are you going to be there? Lorik asks back. We are, but I'm not sure if we'll be able to get the unique item. We haven't been completing many tasks lately. Sarah replies as Rowan nods. I'm thinking of taking one tomorrow after the auction, but it'll have to be quick since we have to leave in a few days. He says before Varia snaps her fingers. Oh yeah, Lorik. Leora wanted me to ask you something. She planned to ask today, but Thalia, was there. She didn't want to ask around her. Why did Thalia call Leora 13 back when they first met? Vera asks, causing Lorik to sigh. I was hoping she forgot about that, Lorik says before shaking his head. Rabbit's my informant at the Institute. She took over after my last one left the capital. By then, I had her looking at the entire Institute, not just my sister. So Rabbit knew I was watching a specific person, but I never told her who. So she made a list that she asked me about quite a bit. Leora was 13th on the list. Rabbit put herself first. Lorik replies, causing her to laugh. They finish eating while talking. After eating, they head upstairs to bed. The auction starts early in the morning, so they set alarms to wake up early. Lorik wakes up the next day to the alarm ringing. He sits up on his couch before turning it off. Morning, Rowan says groggily from his bed. Morning, sleep well? Lorik asks while standing up. Yeah, but I had a weird dream. What about? Lorik asks as they leave their room. Sarah and I were at some kind of zoo. There were sheep and cows and some other strange animals. Vera ran in and picked up a sheep before running away with it. Then you rode in on a cow. Rowan says, causing Lorik to stop and turn to him. Are your dreams always so weird? He asks him. Not usually. They're normally just normal dreams. But you can't tell me you don't get any weird dreams. Rowan replies, Nope, I don't. Just the occasional nightmare. Well, sometimes I'll dream about the past, but nothing weird. Lorik replies as they enter the kitchen. It's Lorik's turn to cook, so he gets started on breakfast. Since they're in a hurry, he makes bacon and eggs. Rowan makes some toast as he cooks. Once breakfast is done, the two go to the living room and set the food on the coffee table. Are the girls not awake yet? Lorik asks, causing Rowan to shrug. Doesn't seem like it. Should we? Rowan says before gasping, This is my chance. He adds while quickly running to the stairs. He runs up and disappears from Lorik's view. A few moments later, there's a loud clapping sound coming from the girls' room. Rowan quickly runs back downstairs after a shout and groan from the girls. As soon as he sees him again, Lorik gives Rowan a thumbs up. The two sit down and start eating before Sarah and Vera come down. That was rude, Sarah says while sitting next to Rowan. So is when you do it to me, Rowan replies before taking a bite of his bacon. So are you ready for the auction? Vera asks. More or less, Rowan replies. I am, Sarah adds. I'd have liked a bit of time to get some more points, but I'm ready. Lorik says. How many points do you have? Vera asks before Lorik checks on his communications bracelet. 56,000. Lorik replies, causing her to nearly spit out her food. How? You were gone for half a month, and I spent that time doing tasks. Yet you still have over 10,000 more points than me? Vera says, causing Lorik to laugh a little. I got 15,000 for the Besman task I did near the start of the school year. That's probably why. Lorik says before she shakes her head. So, Vera, does that mean you have 40,000 points? I'm only at 33,000. Sarah says. Yeah, 43,000 to be exact, Vera replies. Here I was thinking 38,000 was a little high, Rowan says with a small laugh. Do you think we'd be able to buy the unique item today if we wanted? Vera asks. We should be able to. We all got about half of our points from the tournament. If not, we can just pool our points together. Lorik says, causing her to nod. Wait, is that allowed? Vera asks. It is, but you have to do so before making the bid. So if you're not quick enough, you won't be able to get it. Sarah replies before an alarm on her bracelet goes off. It's time to go, Sarah says before standing up. The four of them put their dishes up before leaving. They make their way to the trading center and enter the auction room. They tell a staff member their team number before being handed their bid paddles. They sit in the same seats they did last time. I wonder what the mystery item is, Vera says as they sit. I just wonder how many points it'll be. The academy's only been open for a few months now. We probably have the most amount of points out of the freshmen. Rowan says. Sure, but this auction isn't only for freshmen. People who have been here for over a year can join and bid. Sarah says, causing Rowan to nod. After waiting for nearly half an hour, the same woman from before walks onto the stage. Welcome to today's auction. For those of you who are here for the first time, let me quickly explain how this works. You bid by raising your paddle and saying your bid. Your number and bit will appear here, she says while motioning to the table with the stone next to her. And I'll repeat the bid, so no need to shout, she says before raising her hand and turning to her right. Now, without further ado, let's get started, she says as a man pushes a cart onto stage from her right. There's a cloth covering something on the cart. He pushes it up next to her before stepping back. The woman pulls the cloth off to reveal a glass display. Inside the display is an egg. This is the egg of a rock bear. It's a monster that uses powerful stone laws. You can hatch the egg and make it your familiar. Bidding starts at 3,000 points. The woman says before someone immediately places a bid. Bears lay eggs? Vera asks, confused. Some monster bears do, but regular bears don't. There are a lot of monsters that are similar to regular animals that lay eggs when those animals don't. Lorik replies as the bidding dies down. The bear egg was won by number 93 for 6,500 points. The next item sold is a low-level silver necklace. It boosts soul power slightly. The bid starts at 5,000. The bidding for it is fierce, as items boosting soul power are rare. But no one in Team 1 bids for it. It's not that they can't use it, but that they don't want it. They haven't run out of soul power and don't see a need for it, especially since it's a minor boost. Sarah and Rowan, as royalty and a noble, could buy better items with gold if they wanted. Lorik found better items like it in the vaults, but none that were a huge change. Vera just doesn't want it since she's never had a problem with soul power. The necklace goes for 10,900, sold to 61. The next 12 items are the same. There are more eggs and more accessories. Sarah almost bid for a pair of daggers, but they boosted different laws from hers. That's the downside to having a unique bloodline law. There are few weapons and accessories that boost it. With that, we're finally down to the last item for today. I'm sure you're all curious as to what it is after the teaser the headmaster gave you in the message. So without further ado, let's bring it out. The woman says while turning to her right. The man pushes a cart over covered in another white cloth. There are two small cubes lifting the cloth up. The woman happily pulls them off, shocking Lorik. Soul flowers? Lorik says, surprised, before the woman announces them. These are soul flowers. For those who've never heard of them, they're rare and valuable flowers. Once eaten, they'll boost your soul power and make it easier to comprehend your laws. The effect is permanent and can be taken at any time. The bidding starts at 50,000 points. The woman says before chaos erupts. Many students are speaking to those around them, trying to pool their points together.